would have been killed if Faith hadn't rushed in front of him and taken the dagger meant for him. But I had hesitated, not knowing what to do. Everyone I loved had been in that fight. I swore never to falter again, but it was too late for Faith and Nick, and for Cale and John. Both had died that day with Faith. I'd let all my friends down. Faith. I touched her Gothic-style pendant with thorny, silver-stemmed roses encircling a blood-red crystal. She'd become a good friend and protector, and missing her hurt so badly that sometimes thinking of her made it hard to breathe. Flipping through John's leather-bound journal, I inhaled the scent of aged pages. My great-grandfather wrote this for me to find. He was a powerful wizard, and John had given up his life to save mine. I knew there was something important in the pages, but couldn't figure out what. He'd also left a poem containing clues to finding the Chiavi, 7 keys hidden as objects within the libraries. Each one held a special power. In their original forms, the keys would unlock a prison containing an apocalyptic beast called the Tetrad. Whoever released the creature could control it and bring both the mystic and human worlds to their knees. I tapped my lips against the laminated prayer card he'd used as a bookmark in the journal and reread the poem titled Libero il tesoro, which meant free the treasure. It was a spell to release a Chiave from its hiding place. The poem was a list and held clues to artifacts in the libraries where John had hidden the keys. A religious man's charm hangs from his vest. The first line. It was a necklace with a cross pendant John had found in the Vatican Library. A school of putti, one of which sees farther than the rest. A telescope Nick and I had recovered in the Abbey Library of St. Gall. Strong women flank the ceiling. The one in sentinel dress holds an enchanted point, small in size, which I found totally by accident after a battle in the Senate Library in Paris. Behind Leopold he stands, one hand resting on a crown and the other holding a rolled prize. Nick and I discovered it in the National Library of Austria. With numbers in her mind and knowledge in her hands, on her brow a crown does rest. We stumbled on it in the monastic library in Ulm, Germany, while looking for another Chiave. I read the final part of the poem, hoping for something to stand out. In front of the world, he wears his honor on his chest. Beneath destruction and rapine, he scribes the word while time falls. All these things are within the library walls. After circling the last 2 clues to the missing Chiavi, I folded the paper and slipped it into my pocket. John's journal was just a log of slips into the Somnium, which were pockets of wastelands created when the wizards shielded the mystic realm from the human world. They were like glitches in a computer program, the trapdoors blinking in and out of the libraries. His notes went into detail about the areas surrounding the traps, but nothing really stood out, except for one. I turned the page. In black marker, he'd written, "Can figs," at the top. Why would he want a can of figs, Momo? Her pink nose sniffed the air. Did he start a grocery list? Do figs even come in a can? No, it has to be another clue. An acronym, maybe? Deirdre's squeal rolled up the hill to me. My changeling had morphed into her own person. From bleached hair to the clothes she wore, she was nothing like me. And who could blame her? The Fae had grown her in the Garden of Life to be me, to take over my life after I was born, when my parent fairy would have come to switch us and take me away so I could become a sentinel. That is, if I hadn't disappeared with my mom.